Hello everybody, this is video number 2. I decided after doing the other one that I was just going to do like sort of a recording over the video at the same time rather than trying to add the audio on top of the video clips. That was a nightmare, I'm not going to lie. Okay, so I've decided this time that I'm going to make a new building in mine and my sister's little village. So I'm going to try and show you how I make one of these small builds. I am no way a professional. I don't claim to be an expert, but it might help somebody out along the way. So first I think what I'll do is I'll show you the layout and sort of a rough idea where we are, what the plan is, and then by all means chuck some comments in below the video and we'll read them and maybe we can learn something too along the way. So yeah, this is the plots. There's quite a few in total. I think I've got 4 here of mine, and then I've got another one from an alt, and my sister also has one here too. I think this is hers actually, this one at end. So yeah, the idea is obviously we've got a path down here, main path. Obviously we think, you know what, let's just make the path go through the village. I've kind of done like a little windy road just to make it interesting. And obviously the windmills, and then I started doing these buildings and I quite like them. I was looking on Google as you do for a bit of inspiration, and when I look back at the medieval type buildings, they were sort of styled like this. Quite extreme overhangs, stone bottom, clay and wooden top parts and that with the straw roofs. Sometimes, well, mostly tiled to be fair, like that one. But I'm not ready to do all tile roofs yet, to be fair, because that's quite expensive on the clay. And that's just something I can't be bothered with right now. So yeah, so these were the original buildings. You might have seen in my first video, first 3. And I was just looking, and I thought, you know what, can I squeeze in another one? I can. So I'm trying to change up the design slightly, so having the stairs coming in. And yeah, so I guess what I'm planning on doing is building this up. It's not that expensive, material wise, because it's basically just your 4 foundations. In this case, the triangle foundation and stairs, but it's still relatively cheap. So yeah, so basically let me show you what I have so far. Let's back up a little bit. So each one of these buildings has a purpose. Start with the first one. So this one is basically the cookhouse. It's a bit empty at the moment because we're still obviously building it up. So yeah, in here will be where we do most of the cooking and prepping and whatever else. Eventually, like I say, I'll get filled up with boxes and supplies, etc. I'll do the job. This is the sort of possibly temporary, I don't know yet, little brewery slash bakery. Obviously, this was the first one I built. This one actually, this was the first one. It took me a while just to obviously figure stuff out. So yeah, I've got little millstones at the bottom. Currently doing rye flour, basic bread oven, etc. A bit of storage. Upstairs as well, we've got some basic fermenters. And yeah, we're just trying to build up them raw materials that we need to start making ales, whatever it may be. So look. So this, my character has not touched this at all. It's not really going to be one of my areas. This is going to be while my sister tackles. She's already started. I'm not sure what level she is, but I'm assuming that she's going to be needing to do plain ales. So she's been busy working and stuff the last week. So I've just been trying to get stuff ready for her. So yeah, I've been trying to build up supplies of yeast and ale. So let's build up an ale. Not a great deal, but it's just to give her a bit of a start. Got plenty of yeast and malt, etc. So I'm making some malt there. Yeah, I've never really done brewing before. So, I mean, this is my original character since the beginning. And there was just so much to explore when the game first came out. I never bothered, to be honest. So yeah, she's going to take that one. So yeah, I'm not sure if this building is actually big enough to hold everything, because I can imagine, you know, collecting all, for example, your honey. Eventually, it's going to get pretty full. And it's the same with the tailors as well. This is the tailoring. Nothing in here yet. It's a little bit bigger because I've made a balcony. This should be fine. I'm just going to have drying racks and stuff up here and a little spinnery. Leather table probably downstairs or whatever. I haven't planned it out yet. But again, I think once you start processing all that leather and scraps and whatever else, it's going to get a bit full. And I don't really want to just drop it on the floor, because as I've learned the hard way, that a lot of the times you think you don't need it, you just level them up and then you come to something else. For example, leather working or tailoring or something along the lines, you get the idea. And then suddenly you'll need all them components to start leveling up somewhere else. So yeah, it's just a good idea to store it for as long as you can, until it becomes like you don't need it at all. But if you've got more than one person in your group, it's always a good idea to hold on to it, because they could more than likely use it to level themselves up as well. So that leads us to the new build. I'm thinking that maybe this would be a good time to sort of redesign this slightly, maybe make it so it can go a little bit higher, maybe another floor, and then we can make it this one specifically for storage, so this will store all the overflow from the builds. Because it's all pretty close together, to be fair, it's not like you gotta run a mile away. I think it might be a good idea to do that there for now. I don't know if you saw my first video, you may have seen it, you may not have, but there was actually originally a building that went over this walkway. I decided I didn't really like it. I still need to level up my craftsmanship, so to get the rounded arches and stuff like that. So yeah, I decided to take that down. Sorry about that. The big plan. So yeah, the big plan is eventually we're going to have a tavern somewhere. That's the theme we're going for. We're going to have a nice big tavern. Where obviously all the beer and bread and whatever else is going to go in it. Maybe try and sell it, or, you know, why not, right? So yeah, it might be a case of we'll have to move this walkway somewhere, or so it's either going to be up here or down the bottom. That's probably the best part of the land that we have. This part's not really ideal, obviously, because of trees. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure this part out. Even if we've got I've got one more plot somewhere else, I can bring that over as well. We could potentially maybe look at having a single plot on its own, purely just for the tavern. I don't know. I'm playing with ideas, like I say. So for now, let's get on with building this little storage. Well, hopefully not too little, but the storage unit. Right, so I'm just going to start off with these walls. Just keep this going. I can always add detail later on. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this. I know you can do some trickery to increase the size of your builds even more, but I have noticed there is a bit of a drawback with that. When you start overlapping your builds, or you start trying to do something really big, for example, and the way you do it is overlapping it and then manipulating the height. Now the drawback with that is I've passed some on my way here, and there's one, I'll try and show you on the map where it is. And don't get me wrong, it's really good. It's really nice to look at. I think it's there actually. It's right there in Cowell. As you cross this bridge here, somebody's built this amazing building. Don't get me wrong, like I said, it is nice to look at. And I've got like a snake on the cliff here. So it's pretty cool. Worthwhile checking out if you're in this region. Again, I'll put all the details in the description below so you can maybe check it out or not. It's up to you. But he's used that technique of overlapping, like half walls and stuff like that. The problem with that is it has a negative impact on your performance of your video card. And I'm using a 4080 Super, and when I ran past his build, my frame rate dropped significantly, because obviously it's trying to load in all that structure and stuff like that. So yeah, you want to keep that in mind when doing the builds. You know, you can still do pretty decently without completely trying to manipulate the mechanics of the game. And hey, if that's your thing, go for it. But you know, unless you've got like a supercomputer, because this game obviously isn't fully optimized yet as well. It's you know, you're going to take a hit performance wise. Right, so I figured I'd go for the double door. Why not? We'll have it swinging out. I'm not going to put doors in yet. That's all finishing touches. I'm probably just going to stick. I need to get some sappy. Come here, sappy. Okay. I'm just going to stick to the same like stair design that I have done with the other ones. I'm going to have it like that because obviously by the time I put the overhang in, you're actually coming out onto a nice walkway. So, just thinking now. Triangle in there. I really am impressed with the building on this game as well. It is so good. Let's just fill out the floor. Okay. So pretty straightforward so far. We've got the basic shape, got floor in, story number 2. Ooh, just about got enough clearance, I think, with that build. I really don't want to like clip into it. I don't think the game will allow me anyways. It is pretty close on that side. Look. So like I say, the idea is I'm going to do this like I have with the other ones, expand it, wrap some room. This is ideal for like boxes and whatever, but I do want to go up another level, so I might have to try and use columns or something to go up the side. See, I need it so it can support the next floor. Right, so that's the basics in, so I'm not sure I'll get that now. Try. No, that's fine. I like that just purely because it maximises the floor space as much as possible. So, looking at it, I could use the gaps in the corners for the columns. So I can have columns coming up and that would help support the next floor. I could do that as well. Let's just see what that looks like. Yeah, looks a bit better than what I did before, doesn't it? Okay, so if you don't know this, you have, okay, let me show you an example. It's probably better that I show you. So, let me show you this. So, if you're relatively new to the game, right, I apologise if you already know this, but it's worthwhile explaining, right? So, you see how it's colour coded. Green means it's perfect, it loves it. But as you start adding on, starts telling you, hang on a minute, I'm not happy about this. And eventually, you start placing a piece down, it won't like it, and it will reject it. Like that one there, it's red, it will place it, and then it will delete itself. Which is kind of a cool mechanic, if you ask me. It's really interesting how that works. Now, as you can see, it's got like a free tile gap. Let's call it free, yeah, free block gap, whatever. And you can see what I mean. Green, yellow, and red. So you can't build anymore, right? You won't let you build anymore. And the structures that you place on top also impact it. So you can see, because that one's the weakest part, it's the best that it'll give you is a yellow on the structure above it. So that can be a problem, because if you add more on top of that, you're more than likely not going to be able to do it. But if you notice, like, as soon as you go into the yellow, it's like, hey, I'm happy about this, that's alright, that's really good. Obviously green, it's happy days. So yeah, the structural mechanics in this game is amazing. I really like it because it means you've got to think about how you're building the structure and stuff like that. You know, so the building element is really, really good. So that's something that we need to think about when we're building this. That's why I think if I do a support column going all the way up the side of the building, because it's stone, right, not wood. That's another explanation I could probably tell here as well. So when you place any stone, for example, like this, you can see it's got a lighter green, eventually it goes yellow, just like I showed you before, but it's slightly different because obviously it's stone, it's stronger. Yeah, so like that. And obviously if you put wood on top of that, if say like it was yellow, I'm not sure if I can show you an example. Alright, look, you can tell that that's a different colour, right? No. Perfect, that's much better. See if we can get higher. Perfect. Right, now if I use a different material, so wood, you can see it's gone green. Okay, so now that'll let you go. Same as what I showed you before. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so you can go so high with a stone because that's like your foundation, pillars, etc. And then obviously you can go so high with wood and other material on top. So it's just something to think of. And that's what I'm trying to think about right now. And that's why I figured if I can go as high as I can with a stone to support, that'll give you more of a chance to get the next floor. Which, to be honest with you, after going through that with you guys, it's pretty obvious that we're going to be able to do it. I just want it to be nice at the same time. So I didn't like that. Because obviously slight overlap. And let's get that to the floor. And what I'm doing there is I don't want the top of this to be flush. I'll show you why. Because if it's flush like that, right, you can obviously see the stone column, can't you? It sticks out. It's a little bit wider. I want it to be underneath like so, and then that one just on top. It just makes it a bit cleaner. Like I say, if you had that column there, just, I don't know, it just doesn't look right to me. So, anyways, let's get this in. Just wanted to do this first before we start building up. These have been earlier on in the video. I am using straw roofs at the moment. I quite like the look of them, to be honest with you. There's the support walls there. I'm not sure how I feel about. Okay, let's go with it. Don't matter. There's going to be a floor above this as well. Right. Right, so let's get my half walls in. Very close, isn't it? Wow. I think what I'll have to do is I'll tell you what, I really don't like that at all. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of that. I'm gonna have to go here instead for now. And then actually that's not bad, because then I can extend. Right, I'm going to put a column there. said, this is a bigger building anyway, so it probably is warranted double overhang. It'll make it easier anyways. Oh. God, one way. Again, this is just for storage of the building. It's not in the best place for using, except need to go get some more material in a moment. So yeah, another tip which I didn't know about, I had a massive build on one of my old plots. That was in Gaul, and that was a maximum height build. And basically, when I was like, oh, I need to move my plots and stuff like that, it was like, oh, I'm gonna have to dismantle it bit by bit. No, there's an easy way you can do it. You can actually just delete your foundation of the building, and all the items, all the walls, etc., will eventually like degrade, and that material will go back into your inventory. But what you need to be careful of, obviously, your inventory will fill up depending on the size of your build. So what I do, if it's a big one, I'll lay some boxes down, and then I'll take the foundation out, and I'll stand by the boxes, and then I'll just dump in the material. Therefore, it's not just floating in the sky or dropping on the floor. It makes it a lot easier to work with. It's a nice little tip, that, actually. I didn't know that myself, so I hope that helps. Including the decorative touches, which I'm not going to add. I'm not going to add the decorative touches on this video, I don't think. I might see what I get on. Right, so that's this floor done. Now normally this would be pretty much it. I'd put roof on it and job the good in. See you later, moving on. But like I said, I want to make this a floor higher. So let's have a look at the stair situation. Now I'm thinking if I can just go over this again. You know what I mean about coloured floor, but because of that stone that we just placed, it's making it go green again. So I don't think it would be impossible if I didn't have that stone floor there, because obviously don't forget we've got the roof and whatever else. And if you remember the colour coding, it gives you like 3 layers. Now I think with the wooden flooring, the wooden beams, etc., I think the roof tiles don't count, but I'm not willing to risk it. I'd rather have that support there just in case. Great. So now we need to fill it. So have a look. See what it comes out with. What's the fall going down there? See what I mean? Green. We like green. Right. Okay. I'm not going to be able to extend on this side. That's fine. That's cool. right up to building anyway. That's actually really close. I like that, to be honest. Couldn't plan that exactly, to be honest, to be fair. Let's get these half walls in. Are you red? Are you red? Huh. Interesting. Okay. See, this is just part of the challenge we face. So, really, where's it? Structural lines. Now, there's two ways I can do this. I can do a beam going from this to there. That'll give me a support point here. It doesn't like using that for support, so yeah, let's do it. Let's get a beam. Quite like these. Perfect. See if I get this to us now. Boom. Green. You see what I mean? How cool is that? Because obviously it didn't like the fact that it was only attaching to a single board for support. It needed support being going on. So I might just do it for the sake of doing it for the rest of them, to be fair. Makes it look right anyways. Again, like I said, I am not an expert when it comes to building on this game. Still learning a lot myself. But, you know, like I say, I hope this helps some of you guys. I might, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. Might come back to that. I was just thinking about putting the cross beam across the floor in case I needed some support, because to be honest, now that we're going to go up a level, let's see what we're getting here. Now we're looking for them. Yeah. Okay. Still that lightish green. That's good. Now then, do we do it? Do we do it even though it's clipped? Ooh, I think we should, you know. I think we should. Because to be honest, I can actually change that roof tile to a, I'll show you. That might have been a really bad idea actually, because that top section fiddly from where I am. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so we've branched out on another level now, which is pretty cool. Gives us a little bit more options. Might have to do another material run in a minute. That's one of the unfortunate things I've found with the game. I have heard other content creators go on about bags, and I think they're absolutely spot on. I think it does need to have some sort of bag system on this game, so you can hold more material on you. Because, I mean, to be honest, this isn't really a big project compared to what other people are on with. And I can imagine that carrying all the resources around and whatever else must be a nightmare. So yeah, please mainframe, please look into the bugs. That would be amazing. Not only that, when like for example the new Grace system that I brought out, which I really love by the way. That's so handy, especially when there's only a couple of you guys online and you're trying to forage. Like when I was trying to get all the grains and stuff, for example, it would have took me, I don't know, I don't want to say twice as long, because I don't think it's like double the amount. I don't know, I didn't really pay attention to that, but it's definitely extra. If it wasn't for that, that would have took me ages to farm, and that's what put me off the game last time, because it was just the farming, the constant. I know I don't mind farming and stuff like that. You know, I used to play Rust way back when I used to be quite competitive. But oh yes, and please fix that goddamn text glitch. I'm sure Lynn will agree with me. I just think it'll look too weird. Let me just put a light in here. Just one at a time. Move one here. Oh, these are on must as well. These lights, I don't know, there might be better ones out there a bit later on, but I mean, them chandeliers that you unlock early days, they're alright, but they hang down a bit too low for my liking, so they end up being in the middle of the floor, especially if you do a single story build. So yeah, it's definitely worthwhile trying to get this. I think it's from the Founders Edition. I think everybody gets it, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, save up those antlers. Antlers are important for them, obviously. Right, anyway, back to the correct window. Let's get this in there. You notice there as well, because of that support, like if you put it there, it's like yellow. Put that one in first, it goes like a lighter green. So it wouldn't have been, I don't think this would have been possible without the stone support. But there we go, so that's the next floor done. So again, plenty of room, we can put boxes and all here. But you could even say that, you know, this is your meat area, this is your, from the, you know, brewery? Wine brewing area, overflow, and this could be other stuff. Bottom one could be building materials, etc. So yeah, we're definitely going to be able to use this space. And it's not really, it's kind of using dead space as well, if I'm honest, because it was just a dead corner. I wasn't really looking at putting anything here. It was just kind of like, that's my little platform for all my workbenches, etc. While everything else is getting built, and that will probably be one of the last areas I look at. So yeah, it's quite useful. It's quite a, like I said, because it goes up and expands, it's quite a useful design. Right, I'll look at this roof now. I'm going to have to do some trickery here, because as it gets extended 1/3. Let me check my materials first. Make sure I've got enough for the roof. Yeah, should be pretty good for now. No. Okay. So I could probably get one there. One there. One there. One there. Now, it won't really work this. And obviously you can see why, because obviously it's overhang, etc. So, I think what I actually need to do this is an interesting problem, to be fair, because it's too wide, isn't it? So, and the blocks that you have, let me show you, it's like that. So, what else I can do? Okay. Yeah, it will have to be, won't it? Because by the time you had all your halves, yes, that's going to be like that. Right, and even if I, unless there's a cap part, I don't think there's anything that's going to get us out of the situation, is there? Right. That's fine, because like I said, we can go back to this. Done, right? But now the problem we have is when we put that other roof on, it's not going to look right, is it? Now, hang on a minute, have we got another? Huh. Okay, I'll just look at that. Actually, that might be the way, you know. Yeah, that'll work. That will be fine. Right, let's go down, see what it looks like. Looks really cool. See what I mean about the bags. Don't need any more clay. Good. I've noticed it's a bit laggy up here, and I don't know why. Seems like you get to a certain height, and you get a little bit of lag. Yeah, oh, that's a lot better. Right. Caps on now. Yeah, what I mean about the building, man, it's so good. Yeah, so just a little bit extra on the backdrop of the story as well. When obviously we left the game, we didn't come back on until, I don't know, it was only about a month ago. Players had already populated the server and you know, and took a lot of the good areas, and yeah, we struggled to find, we really did struggle to find an area where it was sort of flattish, open area, and we were all the way originally over here. My plot was there. No, sorry, no it wasn't. It was there. We still actually have a market here. We do have a market here, so if there's anything that you guys need, if you're on the server, shout up, we'll try and put it in there. But to be honest, it's going to be a little while before we're up and running. We might actually end up moving that plot together, but it was a good area, because obviously, you know, if we needed to say we travelled out and we wanted to transport back over, we're right there, you know. So it was good for that, but there was just no room. You had like, I remember having a good plot and then a bad one, because half of it was in the trees, and then I had another plot over here which was not bad, but then there was like loads of other players. I put plots around this area, which in my opinion is generally a good area, because you're right there, right next to that. But they've obviously come on, put a few bits down, and never touched the game again. So then you got like what I call a dead plot, and it just doesn't look very good, you know. So yeah, we decided to try and find somewhere, and we ended up coming all the way over to the down. We found this part in the trees, which it suits us because of the material that's around us. I mean, you've got, you know, obviously your rye, your barley, you've got berries all the way around here, elderberries right there. So yeah, it was kind of pretty cool. Is the plots perfect? Obviously not, no, because it's not flat. But that's another reason why I was doing little builds like this and dot them around, because it looks like a village, you know, rather than a big build. Just adds a little bit of character. So yeah, I think we will have one big building, biggish, for the tavern. And if we get anybody else joining the clan, which is possible, there is still plenty of plots down there, and to be honest, some of them are better than the one that we picked. We got to the point where we'd been running around everywhere, and we happened to come up this way, and it was all taken, you know, all this area was taken, got up here, found us, oh yep, we'll have it. But as you went further down here, there's loads of nice plots, spaces, but I didn't realise until after we started building it. So yeah, we're going to stick to it this time, I reckon. Yeah, I think we're just going to stick to it. Right, anyways, what was after? Straw. Alright, gold. I think the way... Oops, that should have been a corner piece. Yeah. That looks really cool. I'll try to get the lighting a bit better. Put one there. Take that one down. Put it down a bit. It's nice. I've got one more site to put on, haven't I? Yeah, just realised. Can't have that, can we? I'm not sure if it's going to let me do it from out here. Did. Nice. like I say, you can imagine. Oh, I'm just looking at my stats at the top of the screen there. GPU 29 bits fluctuating in the CPUs as well, so it's hardly using it. I think I need to do a reset to be fair. I've been on it all day. See, come downstairs, look. Come downstairs. Look at that. Look how weird that is, isn't it? Absolutely fine. But you go up there, it's the GPU and CPU. Wow. Yeah, interesting. I think it's a bug, to be honest. You don't have a performance issue like that. That's somewhat affecting it. But yeah, that looks actually really cool. I'm happy with that. So alright guys, thank you for joining me on this video. I just thought I'd do a little one. Just doing a little build videos. And yeah, please leave a comment or something at the bottom. If you have any ideas, please share. I'm happy to hear them. If you think there's something I missed. I mean, obviously just detail that anytime on, I know that. You know, like these little hang parts. But I'll do that. I'll do that another day, I think. Yeah. Thank you very, very much, guys, for joining me. Again, I am Adamskii. Peace out.